Welcome. Message from the streets. Today's topic was inspired by this gentleman. He's a comedian, and he's saying that he has lost faith or losing faith in God, and he has some valid points from his point of view. Yet I noticed off the bucks that his point of view was distorted because of the lack of understanding, comprehension, and the information that he had. I can't think of the gentleman's name, but he was being interviewed, and he was saying, that if it was a God, why the so-called black people being enslaved for, so many years, about women being raped, and, I think he was really, really angry about the experience of the so-called black people as one of the major points. And he was saying, if God was loving, then why did this happen and that happen, and things, a whole lot of things. And I'm coming to set the record straight. The traditional way that the concept of the Creator has been taught through various systems, through the Abrahamic systems, the spin-offs, everybody got pretty much a very similar perspective of this unseen being. I'm come to share with you an alternative perspective. So we got to look at this thing in degrees. People feel like that God should intervene in everything that happens in humanity. And maybe because of the story or the illustration that was been presented in the Bible about Israel and the Creator, or that omnipotent being showed up and intervened and caused a plague, so forth and so on, and eventually the people were freed from that captivity. Well, we gotta comprehend and realize that man has created a lot of these situations. We got to remember that within these teachings that free will has been established and acknowledged as the essential point of being a human being, and that's to be able to choose. And being able to choose, people become perverted, corrupt, wicked, nefarious, and then they do things. And the thing about it is, like, why in a war, why do these little kids have to die? See, the thing is that people don't realize that this world that we live in is real, but it's not real. This is only a construct, and this experience that we are having is for our true self, and it's like a place that we come to learn, to develop and evolve. And what happened is that within this construct, within this holographic universe, or this university that we call the earth, there's certain states of mind that have become collective and became masterminds or mega minds, and people come to trust these ideas from institutions, churches, government, businesses, all different types of things. And when they start looking at things through those lenses, they have a certain type of expectation, and those expectations don't pan out. They start to become discouraged. Do I have all the answers? No, because this thing is complex. We can see one situation, it may have some type of understanding, not necessarily justify, but to explain why this is happening and why that is happening. So let's come up to the day. We got a war going on in Ukraine, and genocides taking place in certain places in the name of religion in certain areas of the world. We got high gas prices, high food prices. We have governmental turmoil. We have families that's on odds with one another. We got people in hoods, which are actually communities or villages or tribes that are actually murdering each other. How did this happen? Is this something that God allowed to happen? Or is this something that humanity chose to happen? And what I mean by humanity choosing this to happen, we got to realize what's going on right now in the day. This didn't happen because of the day. This is a continuation of seeds that have been planted, many years ago. This is the fruit of a tree. The reality that we're experiencing is the fruit of a tree. Within the borders of the United States. I'm just gonna kick the facts according to my understanding. The United States had been a wicked corporation through its existence. It had promoted, on one hand, Christianity, or the way in which people look at it as an elevated way of doing things, acknowledging the supreme being. But on the other hand, this place had slaves, practiced segregation, Jim Crow, black codes, redlining, gerrymandering, suppressing and oppressing people on account of racial differences. This place breeded hatred. So we just can't look at the United States as being a place to say, hey man, we believe in God, because we know that it's not true. We can look this as close as back as to the 1960s during the civil rights movement, when people was trying to get, basic human rights. We can look at the suppression of women here in the United States, how that they was enfranchised and made second-class citizens under their own European husbands and the government. So, looking at these things that's going on, we can't say, one thing is another thing. Why is that? Is God supposed to be some type of genie that come down when somebody's about to murder somebody's about to molest or hurt a little kid? We would want that to happen, but we know that that's not real. Sometimes, in people's life, because people have testified about it, that some miraculous, strange thing done took place that they don't understand or comprehend it, that stopped the situation. Like I remember when I was young, I seen an accident on TV, but it was a live video where the car was turned over, it was on fire, and a man, he developed some unusual strength to turn the car over and get his loved one out the car. So, was that God? Or was this just the will or the mindset of the man? We don't know. We know that, and we be honest with ourselves, there is some phenomenal things that could take place on this realm. But there's a formula. Something's got to be going on. We got to be in a certain type of frequency to actually make it happen. Yet to just be discouraged and say that there is no creator because of the behavior of human beings and because of certain perspectives or views of other human beings, it doesn't make it so. Hey, I'm going to answer this call. I'm going to get back with y'all in a minute.